Good morning. Meteorologist Brian Wolf here on your Tuesday, October 14th, and we have a lot to talk about. So, we're going to detail out how long you can expect the mid 70s and sunny conditions to persist, when we start to see clouds, when we start to see showers and thunderstorms. Could there be a chance of some severe thunderstorms Saturday evening? And then what are we looking at over the next couple of weeks? So, we have a lot going on today. So, be sure to stay tuned, and we're going to start right off with the Doppler radar. So on the radar this morning, not a lot going on for us across most of the eastern part of the United States. Nice and clear, some shower activity there often to the north and west. We've seen that really over the last several days, and there's a reason for that, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. 47 degrees this morning around 8 a.m. Sunny conditions. We're going to get up into the mid 70s today. We're going to see a slight breeze kind of increasing throughout the afternoon from the northeast at 2 to 6 miles per hour. And then we cool back off this evening with a few more clouds. Now, for your 7-day forecast, we see these sunny conditions persist really for the next couple of days. Then we start to enter the clouds on Friday. And with the clouds comes a changing weather pattern. And so we see that chance of showers and thunderstorms come in Saturday and Sunday. And then we really start to cool things off, and we are back to monitoring another frost potential on Monday night into Tuesday morning. This would actually be early Tuesday morning. So for now, that's kind of what we're looking at. But now we're going to do a deep dive. Okay, this is where the weather patterns are starting to change, so you're starting to see some more what I call excitement. So with that, here is the morning satellite. So just to kind of reset everything, we've got a high pressure here. That is why you are seeing kind of a flow like this around it. And that really suppresses that cloud development. It's nice clear skies, no precip. We've got our leftover nor'easter here off the east coast. That flow is in this direction. That's why you see it rotating around that way. And then here's our activity spot over the last several days. And then we've actually got a cold front here across the area. That's what those clouds are. And this cold front, which that's the symbol for a cold front, that will be heading to the south because that high pressure is going to actually head off into the east. So that's kind of the setup there. Now, what I kind of want to talk about now is this is kind of the synoptic setup. So again, you can see that low pressure system off the east coast of the United States. Here's the cold front, and not every cold front, for the record, as this comes south, will be dealing with moisture, mainly because we have this high pressure system that's blocking a lot of that moisture from coming up from the Gulf. But because I am a massive snow lover, it would be wrong of me to not point out this blue area on the map. Is it coming here anytime soon? No, unfortunately it's not, but that's snow. So when you start to see snow in the Mountain West, you know that the weather patterns are starting to change. So more fall-like conditions. Now, let's transition to what a lot of you are probably more concerned with. We now have entered into the picture a possibility of, this is the day 5 probability outlook for severe weather potential. This was put out from the Storm Prediction Center. So as you can see, this is the location of it. Now, here's what I'm going to put a gigantic question mark here because we do not know exactly when this is going to hit, and this matters. Okay, we are 5 days out. So when you're 5 days out, a lot of things can happen. Storm systems can speed up, storm systems can slow down. So if this storm system were to speed up a little bit, you could see this area of risk actually shift a little bit further to the east. If it slows down, it may shift further to the west. So, and the reason why we are concerned is because obviously, you see, we're right here next to the northeastern part of this area. So why are we actually going to see this? Well, when you go and you actually look at some computer models, and this is the European model. So let's go back to what it is now. If we actually go forward in time, and we're going through Thursday, Friday, and now here is Saturday. I want to step back a little bit and I want you to watch this little H right here, this high pressure. It's slowly, finally, it's been very stubborn. It's finally moving off into the east. And with that comes actually a leftover low pressure system up here to the north. And you can see the comma with which that comes down. However, we are going to see a developing low pressure here, which is going to intensify this area down through here. Hence the severe weather risk. So I want you to watch that as I kind of put this into motion. Now you'll see, again, we're looking at late Saturday into Sunday as this kind of comes about. And you can see there's that low pressure that's going to form. But I want to talk synoptically, and that's kind of the atmospheric setup on like a decent size scale. This low pressure system obviously is going to have a counterclockwise flow, and that's going to be the flow, which is why you see cooler temperatures. So for instance, these are height lines. So you see where it says 540, 546. 540 is kind of that average of where like you might see snow if precipitation was falling. Now, we're not talking about that right now in terms of our forecast, but I want to point out that's why you see cooler conditions this time of year and during the winter come through when a low pressure system moves through the area. It's because the backside of that low pressure system is grabbing that air from the north, and it just so happens the air from our north is cooler, especially this time of year. Now, I want to forward this up because this is Sunday. And here's what I want to show you. On Sunday, you can actually see here, and I'm going to take this telestration off. These lines right here, these little gray lines that are running up towards Wisconsin, those are called isobars. Those are lines of equal pressure. And so as what happens is when you see those isobars closer together, you see windier conditions. Okay, that's one of the things that you can learn from these maps. So I would expect to see, possibly, I'm not going to say super windy, but I wouldn't be surprised to see 10 to 20 mile per hour winds as we head into Sunday. Again, there's 5 days between now and then, so a lot can happen. Now, if we take this out further into time, you'll see that after this system goes through, we've got a high pressure that's going to be moving into the area. You now know from watching these videos every day, high pressure means very little cloud development and drier conditions. But it's not too long after that we see another low pressure system come through. And again, same story. This one is currently being modeled north of us, but I mean, this is for Wednesday, October 22nd, okay? So plenty of time for things to change. This may not even develop as we get in closer to time. But I want to point out, when you see these tighter isobars in this area like this, that's the wind. That's indicating that there's going to be wind gust. And again, you have that counterclockwise flow, and so that is why you're seeing a lot of cool air that's bottled up behind. So when we see these little cool blasts, so to speak, that is why. And with this is actually going to be some temperatures that are nice and cool. We're talking daytime highs in about 10 to 11 days in the mid to low 50s. So I'm not sure if we're going to get there Monday night in terms of a frost. We'll see. But I do think our time is coming, and rightfully so. So otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive. You can see we have a lot more going on as the patterns are starting to shift. I will monitor that potential severe weather threat Saturday night and keep you updated here tomorrow. But for now, have a good day.